How's it, Aloha gang, and welcome to High Now Daily. I'm Kainoa Carlson. We are back here live in Hilo, Hawaii at the SCP Hilo Hotel. Very exciting show on tap for today as we get one step closer to the 62nd annual Merry Monarch Festival. We're celebrating a lot of local businesses on today's show, and we're kicking things off at one of the most iconic spots located here in Hilo, Hawaii, as the Hilo Palace Theater is coming up on celebrating 100 years, a centennial year. We're joined right now by Philip Pac, the executive director for the Friends of the Palace Theater. Welcome to the show, bro.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
Very excited to have you here, man. So let's get into it, man. 100 years. What a legacy. How did this mission start?
So the Friends of the Palace Theater is our nonprofit organization charged with stewarding the building. We were formed in the early 2000s as we were reopening the theater in 1998. So we do a lot of restoration work. We develop programming that takes place throughout the year, and our mission is to revitalize, restore, and sustain this beloved venue for all of our community to enjoy.
That's incredible, man. And what a legacy as well with 100 years. How are we celebrating the centennial this year? What's happening?
We've got a whole exciting program of events taking place throughout the year. So the big centennial date is October 26th. So we're planning a big festival show that weekend. We have a fall musical, which is going to be a big family-friendly spectacle taking place September, October time. And we've got a series of concerts taking place through the year. The next one coming up is Poe and the Forefathers on May 9th. It's going to be a lot of fun for everybody.
That is right around the corner, May 9th. You brought in some incredible artifacts that are all over this table. Can you kind of walk us through some of the images that we can look at?
Yeah, so this is a historic photo of the auditorium. Our main focus this year is doing a lot of revitalization and restoration work in the auditorium. We really want to fix the holes in the ceiling.
Right.
100 years.
How many seats total?
We got 500 right now. Fun fact, when the palace was opened, it had 813 seats. You know, it's
talk about nervous ahead of a performance. All right, and then what else do we have?
So we've got centennial hats that are available at our gift shop. We got some fine art prints. We got our Live from the Empty Palace album, which is up on Spotify right now, featuring all local performers. Belt bag, historic photo of the Mickey Mouse Club from the 1950s. All these folks have grown up now and are still patrons here at the palace.
Very cool. And then I'm assuming, is this like a seating chart?
That's the original seating chart with the when seats went all the way up to the foot of the stage and all the way back to the rear wall.
Incredible. Now, I do want to go back to what you were saying a little bit earlier about the restoration and how much kokua it takes to really revitalize and keep the mana and the energy inside the theater. A lot of that is done through donations, right? And we're always looking for more kokua and ways that people can support.
Yes, so we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, so we depend on our community showing up for our programming and making donations to sustain our revitalization efforts. So donations can be made at hilopalace.com. You can sign up for our e-news to stay up to date with all of our programming and everything, and we could really use the help fixing the holes in the ceiling.
That's what it's about. Laulima, many hands coming together to support one another. You mentioned the concert that's coming up May 9th. The organ is also continuing to be up and running, right?
Yes, so we've got a Robert Morton pipe organ with over 500 pipes, all authentic instrumentation, so there's no digital components in the organ itself. On May 30th, we are showcasing Don Q, the son of Zorro, as a full silent movie night event. So the organist comes in, performs a live score accompanying the film, and it is the film that opened the palace back in 1925. Talk
about full circle, and I got to ask as well, what is that type of experience like? Like, what do people expect when they go in with the live score? And
it's really charming, it's thrilling, it's the way movies used to be presented when they were still this grand community experience. Before we had screens and phones, you could watch things all times. People would come together, experience the thrill of this evening out on the big screen.
That is awesome. All right, so if people want to support, celebrate the centennial, stay up to date with all the info with the theater, what's the best way to do that?
Hilopalace.com, and you can follow us on all the social media platforms at Hilo Palace.
All right, awesome. Philip, thank you very much.